Well, it's the weekend, and we are only days away from the first year anniversary. We've come a long way, but we are near enough here, ladies and gentlemen. I know everyone is doing their last little bit of grinding and whatnot, of course. Because let's be real, the two biggest things for the anniversary, which I don't know about you guys, but I think the majority are going to be focusing on, is number one, the newest character, let's be real, as well as the next Monarch being introduced into the game. So obviously the Remnant of Power will get the addition of the next Monarch, and then on top of that, we are then going to be getting the next in line workshop of Brilliant Light. And so this is again furthermore going to be catering to us getting more powerful, depending on what more they've got in store for us in the core mechanic side of things. Because of course we're introduced through the Baron side of things along with Vulcan. Limit Breaking then kicked in with additional cores, so no idea what's going to be happening here, but we are trying our best to be prepared for that in terms of raising our power level. Now on top of all of that, obviously wind and water are the elements in question that are going to be utilized for that. And the reason why I bring that up is because we've got a little bit of a heads up, because as you guys know, with these Workshop Brilliant Lights, there is some form of stipulations to make it a little bit difficult, and so if you can counteract that, it makes life a whole lot easier. For example, with the current Workshop Brilliant Light, the issue with this fight is that there's a lot of high defense going on. So I don't know about you guys, but with me personally, Suhyun is beautiful for this, because again with the fire element you can really just kind of penetrate through the high the high defense, of course, with how that team works, because of course it's more so of a defense penetration team, along with the newest shadow that we managed to get. Of course it just makes life a whole lot easier. Not to say that, you know, you can't utilize the light element and whatnot, or even Kane. Of course Kane will brute force her way through this fight itself, but it makes life a whole lot easier, and that's kind of like the main focus for us. We're trying to, you know, beat these fights the easiest way possible, right? If there's a certain mechanic on how these fights are working and there's a way to counteract that, we're going to resort to that to make life easy. All right. And so I don't know what Baron, what was Baron's issue? I know. What was Vulcan's issue? Oh, yeah, the inflicted removal debuff. When the debuff is stacked a certain number of times, it deals significant damage on the entire party. Yeah, okay, that was annoying. I would say this is kind of like his little shtick, to be fair, with Vulcan. That is super annoying, but I mean, it's not the end of the world. You can quite easily counteract that. What was Baron's? The boss uses Berserk attack to increase attack. Okay, I don't think Baron really had that much of an issue, but this use skills that deals continue use stab. Okay, I guess that might be his little shtick. I don't know, but Baron, I don't know. He wasn't that big of a deal, to be fair. It was more so of just brute forcing your way through it. But yeah, there's always some form of shtick going on with these Workshop Brilliant Lights. There is going to be one confirmed for the next Monarch, so here's a little bit of a heads up, and I think this is going to be making the anniversary character that huge incentive to pull. Bit of a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, season 9 for the creator program has, well, the I believe the extension period is, I don't know if it's still going on or if it's ended or whatnot, but just an FYI, if you guys want to support me, again, the support giveaways that I do on a monthly basis are down below. During the anniversary, we will be doing more giveaways, giving away majority giveaways that I do. I tend to try and focus on to give back things so that you guys can focus on your premium summons. So obviously with the Hunter Pass, that's on a monthly basis. The Essence Pack, that's on a monthly basis. And so with the anniversary packs, I will be looking out for rate up tickets to give back to you guys. So again, for my supporters, thank you for the support. Much appreciated. And during the anniversary, I'll do my part to give back as much as I can. So if you guys want to support me, again, mad respect. And yeah, the codes, I've always got access to them. I always get them. So if you guys do want to support me, again, really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. So a huge shout out to my homie Arcus, of course. Now if you guys do want to join the Discord, it is down below. The link is always there. But this is the also Alpha has announced that he will no longer be posting any information. So pepperoni on that one, ladies and gentlemen. But anywho, workshop. So the shtick for the next upcoming Workshop Brilliant Light, HP recovery. The workshop has a feature that restores HP to monsters, being characters that apply unrecoverable debuff to blocking healing. Now, there's a problem with that. Wind and water element are the ones to be catered to, and I'm pretty sure in saying Like, the only character I can really think of that has any type of HP recovery stopping or reducing, it's the yellow, light giant. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty confident to say I don't think there's a wind or water element that's going to be helping us in that situation with the current characters that we have right now. On top of that, crit resistance. Monsters have high crit resistance to crit hits, reducing the impact of crit-based builds. I am not liking the sound of this workshop at all. Oh my goodness gracious me. Okay, well, okay. I don't know what to say about all of that. This is going to be very, very interesting. I'm actually eager to know on what the new weapon's going to be like now. But this is yeah, this is something, boys. Power requirements: 900 to 965k. That's easy mode. Normal mode 1.2 to 1.3. So if I go back over here, so what was the highest for you? Okay, so I would say, what was the big jump? Okay, so I would say hard mode will probably be around 4.5 to 4.7 or 4, yeah, no, 4, what the hell am I on about? 1.5 to 1.7. I think that's going to be the hard power level. So yeah, tip: a balance of damage and defense is essential, especially with units that prevent HP recovery, like current char or new version or the newer version. Yeah, current char. Yeah, that's what I mean. Light, unless they do light and water, because there's no other character. Again, I don't know how disgustingly OP this is going to be. But anyway, moving along. New giant when it comes to the anniversary character leans towards defense, which we already knew about because of the newest breakers pushing more so for the defense and HP side of things. So we knew that, oh, okay, that's basically a little bit of a heads up to say, okay, it seems that she's going to be leaning towards defense scaling, and that's clearly the case. So leans towards defense with a high defense stat, high crit rate and crit damage. So are we brute forcing our way through this? That's what it sounds like. Okay. Applies unrecoverable debuff. So there it is. There's that incentive to combat this little shtick that the workshop Bring Light has. Focuses on basic skill for main damage source. So basic skill, main damage source, defense scaling, has unrecoverable debuff, just like how the light giant has it. So that's going to combat the workshop Bring Light quite nicely. Has high defense and crit, so I think we're going to just kind of be brute forcing our way through the whole crit resistance, potentially, maybe. Possibly ignores crit resistance, not officially confirmed yet. I mean, if we're going to get high crit and crit damage, I feel like this has to be a thing. That, or she has a chance to kind of apply a debuff where she lowers it or maybe completely removes it so that the enemy takes the full amount for a certain period of time. It's got to be one of the two. It surely it has to. So yeah, when it comes to unrecoverable debuff, it is on this light version of her, as you guys can see. She also gives a brand, so that's going to be interesting, of course. But either way, I mean, clearly the anniversary character is going to be a must summon at this given moment. I mean, that's kind of a given too, and plus regardless, people are still going to be summoning for her because it's the anniversary character. But there's that incentive to actually go furthermore for her, of course, especially with what they've got lined up with the newest workshop of Brilliant Light. It's going to be annoying. It's going to be either two, where I don't think it's going to be a continuous thing where they've got the recoverable thing going on in terms of them gaining HP. It might be a thing where there could be a phase to where the boss itself starts healing, and then it's just like, okay, well, we need to apply this debuff to stop them from healing. It could very well be that, of course. So more than likely it will be the case of that. But I guess in a situation, you can resort to using the light giant, of course, if you don't choose, or if you get unlucky. I don't know. Well, I feel like most people are going to be going for the newest anniversary character. So if you do pull her, you're going to be resorting to her. But this is kind of like the alternative choice if you want to resort to that, of course. Weapon-wise, we'll have to see what the newest weapon's going to be, since that's also going to be catered to for the newest piece of content, and that's going to be catered to as a water DPS. So that's going to be interesting. But in terms of catering to the element of choice, being the water and the wind, yeah, I mean, realistically, it's just the anniversary character that's going to be hard pulling for us. I know that I think Serena also does help us out in the increase in damage. Yeah, she gives us a 30% damage increase, so that's going to be huge. That's going to be huge. And then of course that break effectiveness is also going to be very, very solid. But that right there is massive. 20 seconds, but that plus 30%, that's already big. And then Where's Mei Lin? What can we pile on with her? Again, this is more so just looking at a supportive perspective. Yeah, that's not too bad actually. But in terms of with a hunter perspective, we're going to have to resort to the anniversary character because there's, yeah, outside of the HP recovery, I'm not sure what's going on. We've only got one character and it's not going to be the character for the typing that we need. And then of course with the critical resistance, we're going to have to resort to brute forcing, damage increase, defense penetration potentially. Well, damage increase more than likely, or damage dealt should I say. Unless the newest chain of course has some form of critical resistance bypass. But yeah, this is looking very, very interesting. This is also with the way that they've got the next workshop Brilliant Light lined up with the stipulations. It's going to be a tough one. It's definitely going to be a tough one. So we're going to have to potentially go in with a different ball game.